All right. My Angel in Heaven with Rebecca Vijay, founder of Grace Creative and international best-selling author. I'm really, really excited to have you here. She is also a contributor to a few magazines, very famous magazines, right? Like Thrive Global and Good Men Project, Mom's Espresso, and Raising World Children. Very welcome to my show, Rebecca.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here today.
Yeah. Actually, how did you do all of this? I can see you're doing so many things and you have your own podcast, you have your own books. You have more than three books, right?
Yes.
Yes. How many books do you have?
I have four books
Uh-huh.
and also have contributed to an anthology with over 100 moms from around the world.
Wow, beautiful. You are very active, and I'm really happy to have you here today. So tell
Thank
me
you.
about your My Angel in Heaven. I just selected this book because it looks very touching. And since I have also PTSD self healing show, and there are lots of mothers who lost their babies, I know this show can help them go through their own grief. And please let me know first about yourself. What happened to you and what do you do? And tell me about your book.
Sure. So, way back in 2009, I had twins, and my firstborn was a son, Jacob, and the daughter, Catherine. And we had natural delivery, and after that there was like some issues, like they could not latch on, and then he started having some like noises from his throat and all, so we just took him to a specialty children's hospital. And so I was in the clinic where I had delivered with my daughter. And I thought that everything was going fine. Like, I was just messaging people about the birth of the children and all that. And it seems that he had been on the ventilator because, the organs hadn't developed and all. And on the third day, I was told that, he passed away. And it was like totally out of the blue. I had no idea about it because nobody had told me that he wasn't he wasn't like well, he was critical, because they didn't want to like affect me, because that would then in turn affect my daughter. And they were born in the 31st week, so they were very premature. And so after he passed away, I couldn't even go to his funeral, because I should not contract any infections that would get passed on to my daughter. Yeah, so like whole lot of things happened, and then I couldn't even grieve properly because my daughter was there, and she again was a very small little baby, and because she was premature and also had a jaundice, like we had to do an entire blood exchange transfusion. So the first 5 years of her life also was very stressful because of the premature birth and all. So like, so I had to focus on her rather than uh, be able to mourn and grieve. And somewhere that, it's like all surreal, it's happening to somebody else, it's not happening to me. And he will come, maybe, just get a call and he'll come. But then slowly, uh, it came, it like registered, first of all, that yeah, it's not happening. And we were in isolation, like the lockdown now. So 40 days, like we couldn't meet anybody, nobody could meet us. But yeah, slowly I, uh, had to get over that, for the sake of my daughter, and focus on her. And God provided that grace, that comfort, that peace. So 8 years it took me, and after 8 years in 2017, I finally was able to write the book. It was like a therapeutic journey for me, to write about the journey that I went through, the grief, the pain, and then how God surrounded us in His peace, and like healed us basically. So that was very, I mean, difficult, but then, as the days went by, His peace kept surrounding us. And like in the Bible, there is one story of where David is fasting and praying for his son, and he does everything. But then when the child passes away, he knows that he has to take care of the other people in his care. So he gets out of that. He still mourns, but he's uh, gets out of that. And then also like Job, when he say he loses everything, and then he says, God has given and God has taken it away. So so these things like really kept me anchored. And yeah.
That was so touching. I know few people, very amazing people who actually lost their babies as well. And we had a summit a few months last month actually about that, about the grieving. And that's the interesting point, because both of them that I talk, they had their own kids, other kids to take care of. When you have somebody else relying on you, you have to be brave and courageous for them. You don't have time, as you said, to grieve for yourself. Still you are grieving, but maybe that even help you heal from your grief, because you had to focus on something else, and that distracts you from grieving. So what helped you heal from that tragedy?
Yeah, basically, God, the comfort and the peace that surrounded us through His words, that I am there for you, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And also the feeling of you know uh, a purpose that God has made me. He knew me even before I was formed in my mother's womb. So there is a purpose in place for me. And, maybe there is a pain in my life, but that pain also has a purpose. And I have like questioned whys, what ifs, and other things. But then I should not really be the one to question. But I'm sure there is a plan for me in His life, in His plans. So need to unravel that plan. And yeah, so right now I feel that when others get to know about this part of my life, and what we have gone through, they also start opening up. Because right now, infant loss, pregnancy loss, these are topics that nobody talks about, because the child is not there. So they are like, just forget about it, get on, get on with your life. But then you've spent so many months, you know
Exactly,
gro-
that's me as
gro-
well. I had the two miscarriages, I can understand.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you have built those dreams, you have created that child, and suddenly being asked to told to shut off. It's not a tap that you can open and close. So that's like made me more empathetic, and it's also opened up a lot of hidden stories, that there are a lot of families I've met who I didn't know had suffered such loss, and they have also had to keep it closed. But when I talk about it, they also have the platform to talk. So that, gives a voice to their stories as well and helps them feel heard.
Beautiful. So you have a book right now. I see that you actually gather these women to talk about their loss and help others how to go through the healing. And as you said, it's not end of the world. I know that's painful and you can never erase it from your mind. But as you said, you have to realize your purpose, how to move on, how to continue supporting others who really rely on you.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we're gonna go back to your book project later, but before that, I just want to know how journaling help you healing.
Yeah. So when you write down your thoughts, that becomes more real in a way, because in your mind you're constantly thinking 1,000 things. But when you write it down and when you actually go back on it, there are a lot of things that come up which you wouldn't have realized that you had written. So a little while back, I was just going through the book again, and there are so many things there which I'm like, did I write it? You know, uh, things that are hidden deep and which would actually connect with other people. So yeah, so writing, journaling, it really helps, because you can pour out all your feelings in it. And when you share it with others, when you share your stories with others, when you're vulnerable, it's when they also get that voice that somebody understands me, and I am not alone. I might not be able to talk about it, but there is somebody who's going through a similar pain,
Path.
a similar struggle, and they can know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Beautiful. Yes, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And as you said, sharing stories and tell it to someone else is that you don't need to be hidden. You can talk about it. You have support or other people here who already gone through this path. So you shouldn't be disappointed. So let's have a few second break and come back again. I really want to dig into it.
Sure.
Please subscribe to Panta Calhoun Transition channel and order my book Rules of Change for the Better. Tune up your mood and transform your life to reach your biggest dreams. Okay, is this your first book?
Yes, this is the first book that I had published in May 2017.
And what are other books?
So after that, my like that anthology came up, which was a collaboration with over 100 moms from around the world. So we had all written a story of motherhood, and after that, my debut novel, which was a young adult novel about four friends, and after that a short story, and after that last year it was my grandfather's 100th birth anniversary. So brought out a book on his life, and also included tributes and all from other people who had known him.
Whoa, that's amazing. What a great gift.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, another thing that really, really caught my eyes was your contribution to magazines. So, how did you start working with magazines? Because I know a lot of people love to to have exposure on different magazines. How did you start working with Thrive, Goodman Project, and Momspresso? I know Momspresso is very, very high profile magazine in India. So how did you start and what do you do right now? Do you still contribute with them or what do you do?
So way back in 2016, I had gone for a seminar, and there I had met a group of women. So they encouraged me to start blogging and self-publishing. And one of them was a Momspresso blogger. So she, you know, they took me behind the scenes about how to go ahead with it and all that. Right now, it has a readership of about 32 million viewers. So, yeah, so it's actually a great platform for moms sharing about their struggles, their wins, and all. And after that, I've also, like, because I have been a part of the publishing community, book writing and others. So I've been in touch with different people. So they have helped me on this journey, and they have, like my mentors, they have guided me on how to reach out to different online publications. So I took a course on large publications masterclass to learn how to write for large magazines online.
Oh, beautiful. So you took a course. Yeah, great. So there is a program you have on your file called Fired Up. What is this?
Yeah, Fired Up is basically a book, a community, and an event experience that I'm planning. So, getting together 25 experts from different fields like money and financial management, health and wellness, relationships, mindset, and freedom business. So, they would be the experts would be sharing their story of transformation, how they went from been through to a breakthrough, and also share a roadmap, like a 5 step actionable roadmap, so that the reader can use those steps to move on to the next level. And in case they resonate with the author, they could also go in for you know one-on-one strategy session with them, or a group coaching, or their programs, etc. But basically, to fire up the imagination of the readers, so that they can expand their vision by seeing what the experts have gone through. Sometimes we are limited by our imagination, we don't know what all are possible, but when others tell of their successful journeys, so that gives us the hope. And having them handhold us in our journey later can help us accelerate that growth also.
So do you also have something for supporting moms during their own grief?
Yes. So I have a Facebook group where many bereaved parents have joined, and the plan was to help them write and publish their books about their loved ones who they've lost. And but yeah, so I'm also doing a multi-author book on that, wherein they would also be sharing one chapter about their precious baby. But most parents are not yet ready. You know,
I see,
it
because they don't
it
want to talk about this. You have to, it's timing, right? Like
yeah,
myself, I've been through some traumas, but I haven't written about those traumas until I felt safe and peaceful. Because it takes time. It's not easy to write right away because you are still in fight and flight mode. You are
yeah,
not really ready. So you have to
yeah,
wait. So see, because this gonna help a lot of people overcome their fears, overcome their griefs. It's not easy. All right, tell me some great inspirational quotes. If you have any sentence that can help women who are struggling with grief, and they are very disappointed, they don't know what to do, and some of them, they're gonna just end their life. What is your recommendation to them?
my recommendation is that you are here for a purpose. God made you, has kept you safe here for a purpose. And grief is is sometimes part of our lives, but it's like the breaking of the seed. So once the seed breaks, only the plant can come out of it. So I'm sure that the fruitful plant that will come out of the stories that each of us have a burden to share is going to make it a lovely garden. So you know don't give up now. You have come this far, you have reached this far. So there is a lot more that you can do. If nothing else, just talk to somebody about it who's also going through a similar pain, and you will find that you're not alone. Write one
Beautiful.
line, write two lines.
Exactly. And journaling also helps. I know those days that I was not ready to write about my pain, but still I wrote in my notebook, not in public, but I could write in my notebook, and it really helped because no one can feel your pain but you. And sometimes you're not even ready to talk about it. You don't want to show it to others. You want to say, I'm fine, everything is fine, but it's not. There are some unprocessed trauma in yourself and you have to heal it. And that's you to start writing about it or start helping yourself to heal. Yes. So I see you have you have a website here, you have Facebook and Instagram page. What do you have on your Facebook or on your website?
So on my website is details about how to fall in love with writing. So how a book can help share your story with the world and also create a ripple effect, and why you should do it. And also like the services that I offer. And in Facebook it's my author page. So I share uh, bits and parts about what all I've been up to on Instagram and Facebook.
Thank you so much. It was so lovely to have you here, and hopefully everybody enjoyed our talk. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.